Welcome back to the deep dive. Before we get started, I wanted to quickly mention something. If you're enjoying this show, hitting that subscribe button is a really great way to support us. It lets us keep making awesome content just like this. So, all right, with that out of the way, let's dive into something pretty huge today. Amazon's it's a pretty jaw-dropping investment in AI. We're talking $100 billion. It's like a tech titan is betting big on what they think is going to be the future.
Yeah, and what's really interesting to me is this isn't just like some random venture for Amazon, known for being like incredibly data driven. So this investment, which is based on this Smart Money AI article that we're looking at, it kind of signals a very calculated move on their part.
That's right. And it's not a small investment. Like they're projecting to spend over $100 billion in capital expenditures in 2025. And a lot of that is focused on AWS and AI development. They even spent a record $26 billion just in the last quarter of 2024. And get this, mostly on data centers to support these AI initiatives.
Which really shows how much they believe in this technology, especially when you consider what Andy Jassy said about AI. He's the CEO of Amazon, and he thinks it's potentially the biggest tech shift since the internet. He even compared it to the rise of cloud computing.
So they're not just like testing the waters here, they're going all in on AI. But what makes this even more interesting is that Amazon isn't the only one doing this. The article mentioned Microsoft, Google, and Meta are also investing billions in AI, with a combined investment of over $215 billion. That's a 45% increase from last year.
It's crazy. It's a really fascinating landscape right now, and it's cool to see this huge collective investment in AI. But it seems like each company is approaching it differently. Like Google has these huge data reserves, so they're using AI to make advancements in search and advertising. But then you have Microsoft, who seems to be focused on integrating AI into their existing enterprise software.
It's like everyone's racing to the top of the AI mountain, but they're all taking different paths. But let's focus back on Amazon for a second. Where exactly is all this money going?
Well, a big chunk of it is going to data centers. They're like the backbone of AWS, which powers their AI applications, cloud services, and tons of digital products. By expanding their data center network globally, they're basically setting the stage for their AI goals.
They're literally building the infrastructure to support this AI revolution. But it's not just about the physical buildings, is it? What about actually developing the AI technology itself?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Amazon has actually been incorporating AI into their business for years. Think about like personalized shopping recommendations, Alexa, and the crazy machine learning models offered through AWS. They've been building towards this moment for a while now.
It seems like this huge investment is the culmination of years of work. They're going full speed ahead, investing heavily in research and development to stay at the forefront of AI innovation.
And it's not just about staying ahead. This investment has huge implications for AWS, their cloud computing platform. It'll let them make new products, enhance their existing ones, and expand their global reach. This will help solidify their dominance in the cloud market.
So AWS is going to benefit a lot from this AI push. It sounds like they're all in. But the article did mention some potential challenges. Didn't Amazon's Q1 revenue forecast fall short of expectations? And wasn't there a dip in their stock price?
Yeah, that's true. These investments aren't without risk. The big question is, can Amazon stay profitable while spending so much money on AI? It's a balancing act for sure, and only time will tell if they can manage it successfully.
It's definitely a high-stakes gamble. They're betting that AI will pay off big in the long run, even if it means dealing with some financial bumps in the road.
And the stakes are even higher when you think about how this AI craze goes way beyond Silicon Valley. It's going to impact everyone in some way.
Exactly. AI is already changing industries like healthcare and finance, and its influence is only going to grow. We're not just talking about the future of Amazon or any one company. We're talking about the future of the world.
Which leads to a really big question. What does this massive investment in AI mean for the average person? How will it affect our lives, our jobs, and our future?
That's what we'll dig into as we continue this deep dive.
It's like we're at the beginning of something completely new. And AI is leading the way. But with any big technological change, there are always challenges.
Right. The article talks about how companies like Amazon, as they become more powerful in AI, will probably face more scrutiny from regulators.
Definitely. Governments are already trying to figure out what AI means for things like data privacy and competition. As Amazon gets bigger in AI, it makes sense that they'll have to answer more questions about using this tech responsibly.
Yeah, it's not just about technology. It's also a political and social issue. And on top of that, they have to keep up with how fast AI is changing. What's cutting edge today might be old news tomorrow.
Exactly. Amazon can't just sit back and relax. They need to be flexible and adapt to the changing AI landscape. And then there's the economy. Things like inflation, interest rates, and global events. All of that can affect their investments.
So it's complicated with a lot of moving pieces. But the article also mentioned some of Amazon's strategies for dealing with these challenges and reaching their goals for the future. What are some of those strategies?
Well, one key thing is collaboration. Amazon is working with universities, research groups, and other industry leaders. To make AI and cloud computing better, they're getting expertise from different places to stay ahead.
So they're not trying to do it all themselves. They're making partnerships to share knowledge and resources. That's smart.
Yeah, and maybe even more importantly, they're encouraging a culture of experimentation and risk-taking. They want their employees to think big, try new things, and learn from their mistakes.
It's like that saying, fail fast, learn faster.
Yeah.
But in this case, the stakes are really high.
Yeah, they are. But by encouraging creativity and resilience, Amazon is better prepared to solve tough problems and deal with unexpected challenges. They're not afraid to push the limits and try new things.
It sounds like they're trying to create a company culture that's as dynamic and adaptable as the technology they're developing. It's a really interesting example of how big companies can deal with these huge changes. But let's think about our listeners for a second. This isn't just about Amazon, is it? This AI revolution is going to affect all of us in some way.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this whole topic so interesting. It's not just about a company making money, it's about the possibility of changing the world in big ways.
It's exciting and a bit scary. It's full of potential and uncertainty. We're all part of this now. It really does feel like we're at a turning point, right? The choices these tech companies make, the way they develop and use AI, is all going to affect us.
And that's why it's so important for everyone to know what's going on and be part of the conversation. This isn't like something that's already decided for us. We all have a role to play in figuring out how AI fits into our lives.
It's kind of exciting and a little scary at the same time. To think that we're not just watching this happen, but actually taking part in it.
Yeah, totally. The decisions we make, the questions we ask, the way we adapt and learn, it all shapes the future of AI. Companies like Amazon are putting in a lot of money and pushing things forward, but ultimately it's up to society to decide how we use AI and what impact it has.
So what can our listeners do? How can they get involved in this beyond just listening to us?
Well, the first step is being aware, which you're already doing by listening. But it's important to go deeper than just the basics. Stay curious. Learn about different opinions on AI and think about how it might affect your own work or interests.
It's about becoming informed citizens in this age of AI. Don't just accept the changes, ask questions, analyze them, and talk about the ethical implications and how it might affect society.
Exactly. And actually try using AI tools yourself. Learn what they can do and what they can't. Getting hands-on experience can really help you understand the potential and challenges of AI.
Yeah, it's like with anything new and potentially groundbreaking, the more we know about it, the better we can handle it and use it for good.
And remember, it's not just about the technical stuff, it's about the human side of things. How will AI affect our jobs, our relationships, how we see ourselves? These are things we should be thinking about now while the technology is still developing.
So as we finish up this deep dive into Amazon's $100 billion AI bet, we want to leave you with this. Don't just watch this happen. Be a part of it. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay engaged.
Because in the end, the future of AI is a story that we're all writing together.
That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for listening.